So former Disney CEO Bob Iger kind of threw Jimmy Kimmel under the bus, and the Daily Beast is big mad about it. They're not happy. They're not happy because the narrative was that poor Disney was being bullied by the Trump administration, and that's why they took Jimmy Kimmel off the air. And in that interview with Financial Times, the same one where it came out that, Disney and Apple talked about a merger and Apple said no. And also they were going to buy Twitter, and he didn't think it was worth it, too much hassle. They asked him point blank about the Jimmy Kimmel situation, and he said, no, we pulled Jimmy Kimmel off the air because he made inappropriate comments.
Yeah, that it was poorly, the jokes were in poor taste.
Yeah. So this is very interesting, and this is not something that the media picked up on during the Kimmel suspension. In fact, they kept doubling down on being the Trump administration putting pressure on them. But even Dana Walden came out and said, no, we made that decision on our own.
Yeah, she said it before, and now Iger's saying the same thing.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about this. He probably should have said something. Well, it benefited him. I was going to say he should have said something when this is all going down, because they were like shooting up TV stations and everything over Kimmel. And, if Iger had come out and said, hey, we made the decision to suspend him because his comments were tasteless given what's happened and it should not have happened. And as the CEO of the company, we're going to have a talk with him. We're going to make sure it does not happen. It has nothing to do with the Trump administration calling us or whatever. That might have stopped people from shooting up the TV stations.
It probably wouldn't have, because I don't know if it would have done that. But here's the thing:
no, it would have gone to Iger's house instead.
Yeah, they would have gone to Disney, and he didn't want that. At least they were getting the brunt of the blame over there. But he comments he made, I think, kind of, if you're reading between the lines, sounds like Jimmy Kimmel was difficult.
Yes,
and need to be taught a lesson.
Yeah,
is what I get. The vibe I get is Kimmel thinks that he's too big for his britches, and that was part of the reason the comeuppance came at him as well.
Yeah, so let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woo.
If you'd like more of us, go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com for more Clownfish TV videos and podcasts you will not find anywhere else. And also, if you'd like to listen to us, you can go out to iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Look for Clownfish TV Podcasts, and we are there. So let's talk about this, because this is something that a lot of people missed, and it would have been incredibly helpful if he had said something at the time. But like you said, he probably didn't want Disney getting the brunt of these crazy-ass attacks. But the Daily Beast is really mad about this. Disney CEO makes new excuse for pulling Kimmel off the air. Bob Iger is denying what prompted Disney to indefinitely suspend Kimmel last year. So Iger stepped down. He had an interview with Financial Times. When asked about the controversial suspension, Iger said the move was misrepresented as a political concession to the Trump administration. Now, this was over the Charlie Kirk joke, and it was not appropriate at the time, regardless of what your intentions were. He said that was not the case regarding Kimmel's suspension. We thought it was in bad taste. We just wanted him to acknowledge that it was an ill-timed and probably inappropriate comment.
They wanted him to acknowledge it, which implies that he refused to acknowledge it when they addressed it with him. And they felt that it wasn't going to be solved unless they took it further. So it sounds like they gave him the opportunity to apologize. He was like, he's not going to do it at first. And so that he didn't think they would do anything. And then they took it further, and then he was like, oh, crap.
Yeah, so you got to wonder, because after the Kimmel thing, this is when the View started pulling out the cards with the prepared statements and apologizing and stuff. Because Iger's looking at this, not that he agrees with Trump on anything, because the guy was going to wanted to run against him, I guess, at one point. But like, he's got to look at this as the CEO of a company and being like, this is going to be really bad for business. This is going to be so bad for business. It's going to be such a bad, like, we already lost so much over the don't say gay stuff, right? We lost Reedy Creek. We lost our rep. I mean, Disney has never their reputation has never fully recovered from that. They've lost a lot. And he's got to be looking at this like, oh no, don't you dare. Don't you dare. They said the decision led to internal backlash, with many employees seeing Iger's call as a submission to MAGA
It wasn't. It was he went too far. I mean, and I think he probably was given the opportunity originally to correct the problem. And if I were to guess, he probably wouldn't do it, which is why they took it as far as they took it. I don't think they would have taken it that far, given what he said, unless he would have addressed it himself. And I don't think he probably agreed to do so initially because he didn't think they were going to go that far.
I mean, Kimmel could have, if he had such an aversion to the way that Disney handled things, he could have quit maybe, or bought, or had a podcast company come along and buy him out, or Netflix buy him out or something. He could have stepped away, but he likes cashing those Mickey checks, doesn't he? That Bob probably signs off on, given the amount of money. One source told Deadline that the move was a betrayal. This is at Disney. Well, another said this is not how we thought Bob would handle this. Disney's former CEO, Michael Eisner, joined in the criticism. So Eisner was not happy about it. He said,
well, I don't believe in censorship either. I think he said shitty things, but I don't think that, they should have pulled him off the air for that. Personally, but I think that something else might have happened that they felt they had to go that far based on the comment he made.
Yeah, for Iger to do that, and for knowing what a shitstorm would, there had to have been. Yeah, I do wonder, was Kimmel like mouthing off to him behind the scenes? And he's like, okay, fine, fuck you. And Dana Walden too. She was like, yeah, it wasn't the Trump administration, we did it. So it might have been that they like went to his house, had a conversation with him, called him in the office, whatever, and it did not go well. And
I don't know. I think there has to be more to it.
Who's in charge?
It was such a quick jump. And I don't think it's not because they're afraid of the FCC. They've already been like, screw the FCC and putting commercials on The View telling them, to basically tell the FCC to F off. And I don't think that's the case. I mean, I think it's because I don't know. I think there's more to it than we're aware of.
Disney was once again thrown into the mix of another Trump-Kimmel feud after the ABC host joked that the First Lady has a glow like an expectant widow a couple of days before another assassination attempt, which, of course, he couldn't have known, but like...
I think he said it because he's so old. He was meaning like he could die because he's old. But still, it was, and I do think that's probably what he meant. But it was like really poor timing, and it's like, dude, if you haven't learned anything, keep your mouth shut because it keeps biting you in the ass. Somehow your teeth go around and bite your own butt.
Yeah, how do you lick your own ass? Ask the
Kimmel.
dog how to.
Apparently
it's
he
just
knows.
Crazy. But Trump is a huge critic, whatever. But I just think it's very interesting that he's waiting till after the fact. He's basically dumping all the dirt, the behind the scenes dirt that happened.
Of course,
at Disney.
he's dumping it in a way to paint himself in a better picture too, which I think is interesting because Chapek made a lot of mistakes, but I 100% believe from the different reports that he deliberately tanked him, and but he's trying to make it paint like that he's the hero because Iger likes to talk about himself as if he wants his word about his legacy. He wants everybody to kiss his butt. He has to be the hero of his own story, and of the narrative. But it is weird. Both him and Walden Walden said they did not do it because of politics. I think they did it because the affiliates were threatening. I think they were trying to stall till they get him to apologize. In my opinion, the affiliates were threatening, so they took him off the air temporarily to get it worked out. And then I think he said that he had to learn. The way he worded that, it sounded like he needed a lesson taught to him.
It sounds to me like he did not know his place. And it's like
that's exactly what it sounds like.
It's like your name may be on the title card. It might be on the marquee. But again, I'm the guy that signs off on your ridiculous pay. And I'm the guy that runs the company. And you'll shut the fuck up and do what I tell you to do. And that's I think what probably happened.
Oh, but the people, is this the one screaming and being mad? The comments are exactly as you'd expect.
Oh yeah.
He's revising history to cover their ass. It's like, no, dumbass. Dana Walden said it too back when it happened. Isn't there a revision here?
They stepped over that. It was so weird. Dana Walden actually came out and said specifically in the middle of this, she's in charge of TV and now she's like I don't know what her position is, like co-CEO or something.
Co-president or something, yeah.
But she's actually good friends with Iger.
Of Disney, yeah.
Yeah, and she's actually further left, I think, than Iger is. And she flat out, she's the one that said, we didn't greenlight shows because they were too white, right? Mm-hmm. But she even came out and said, no, this wasn't the Trump administration. This was us internally making that decision, probably because they're looking at the dollar signs. They're looking at potential backlash. They're like, oh, shit, we cannot take another hit because we've already lost so much, the last couple of years. And they kind of stepped over that, and they just kept running with the whole narrative that, like Trump called them up personally and said, you got to fire this guy, take him off the air or else, or, you know what I'm saying? Like
Well, this next comment gets even better. You ready for this?
Okay.
If you cancel Jimmy Kimmel, Disney will feel the effects deeply. There will be a boycott of Disney beyond what you can imagine. Oh, Amy, fuck off. Everybody's already boycotting Disney already because it's too expensive. It has nothing to do with Kimmel. And I'll add that if you cancel The View, the women of the country will be in your face screaming.
I bet.
No,
I bet they
I will not be in your face screaming because I think there are a bunch of hags who have overstayed their welcome, and they're not even. And I'm like, it's not even political. It's just in general. They're annoying as fuck, and they don't shut up. I mean, you had Whoopi Goldberg try to cancel a baker because they didn't do her cakes as she wanted because their furnace was broken.
They're
and
not
trying to say it's racism.
They're not. They're her political beliefs, I guess, or political persecution or something. My cupcakes. Yeah, they're not old hags. They're middle-aged women, according to the media.
Saying, they have been
80 years old.
Most people are annoyed by them. I don't think you're gonna find many people upset if The View gets canceled. They go, MAGAs can't stop lying. Wait, but it's Iger who said this. Iger's not on the right at all.
No, he was going to run. He wanted to run for president. He wanted to run as a Democrat. He wanted to run for president. And Iger's trying to, again, I think you're right. I think he's trying to protect his legacy. I got to wonder, does he have another book coming out? Is it going to be another ride? Was it Ride of a Lifetime? Is it going to be like Back in the Saddle? Or are you just going to leave the other one? Because he never should have come back. His legacy's been. Oh, thanks, Mom. Iger's smart and served in many different roles for Disney for 50 plus years. I trust his knowledge of the company and his truthfulness. 3 downvotes. Thanks, Mom.
To be fair, he didn't serve
No.
as parts of Disney for 50 plus years. He was at ABC for most of that when they got bought.
They gave him a lifetime
He gave
achievement.
himself a 50-year achievement award when he wasn't there for 50 years.
Oh, God. So, I mean, again, this is a Daily Beast, but I just think it's funny. Now, after the fact, he's come out and saying, like, yeah, no, that was us. That wasn't Trump.
But it was also confirmed because, like, Walden, who also was very, very far left, said the same thing months ago. But when Iger says it, it's a lie. It's because he's a MAGA. It's like, oh, get over it. Pull your head out of your fucking asshole. Because here's the thing, it's like not everybody who disagrees with you is automatically on the other side because you cannot comprehend that maybe you're wrong. Maybe you're full of shit. Not everybody, that maybe there's nuance and way people, like, they might agree with you on some things, but not everything. Like a normal person. Sorry.
Yeah.
Unrelated, but I'm so sick of it. If you don't do what we want, you're automatically this, you're automatically that. And it's like, or maybe you just have nuanced opinions on different things like everybody does.
There we go. And side note, I'm looking at most popular, and the kid from Who's the Boss is an Amazon delivery driver now, as is like half of the cast of like Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Brack Show, and like all of Hollywood's going broke. It's really sad. Anyway, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.